Hello and welcome everyone back again to the I ratings on Pilotedge. Today we're going to fly the last I rating, the I-11. It's actually a pretty interesting flight because it involves an interesting ODP, obstacle departure procedure, from a non-towered airport, followed by pretty much a standard route, nothing fancy, but then we're going to fly a DME arc, then a non-precision approach, and we're going to go missed. Then we're going to cancel IFR and return as VFR to Class Delta Airport like what we used to do in the CAT ratings. So let's go ahead now and take a look at the requirements of the I-11 rating. We're going to be flying from Corona to Victorville in Southern California. And just like I said, obstacle departure procedure, which I'm going to brief, quite interesting. And then we're going to shoot a VR DME runway 17 approach to minimums, and that's non-precision. We're going to go missed, and once established on the mist, we're going to cancel IFR and return under VFR for a full stop landing in Victorville. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you have read the rating description, and I'm going to explain everything as we go along. This rating is not hard, especially if you do it with the Simionic G1000. And again, I would like to emphasize that the objective of these videos is to show you how to fly using the full capabilities of the G1000. Yes, you can fly manually. Yes, if you have good IFR experience, either in real life or as a simmer, you can do everything using the needles and VORs and radials, and you can fly the DME arc also manually using the RMI or twist 10 and turn 10 technique and so forth. There's a lot of things like that online. That's no issue here. We can do that, but I would like to show you how to do this in the most easy way, utilizing state-of-the-art, for example, avionics that you would have at your disposal if you had an aircraft equipped with a Garmin 1000 PFD and MFD with a built-in autopilot. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now, follow our flight plan, and let's take a look at that real quick. So it looks here that the route is Paradise VR, Victor 442 and Apples. Okay, copy. And before we do this real quick, I would like to show you an overview of the route we're going to fly in for flight, and this way we can understand why are we picking this particular altitude. For example, for our flight, when we file it, something subtle here about the minimum en route altitude versus the minimal obstacle clearance altitude, etc. Okay, so if we look real quick at the route from Corona to Victorville, he said, okay, we're going to fly to Paradise VR. After that, we're going to follow Victor 442, and that's what I wanted to focus on here. It shows here that Victor 442 has a minimum en route altitude of 10,000 feet and a minimum obstacle clearance altitude of 8,100 feet. Okay, minimum en route altitude, what does it guarantee for you? It guarantees obviously obstacle clearance. It guarantees nav aid reception between VORs. So if you're going to be navigating using VORs and utilizing tracking radials, then yes, you need to fly the MIA, because if you fly below the MIA, you're not guaranteed you're going to get nav aid reception. But if your aircraft is equipped with RNAV GPS capabilities and you're going to be navigating using the GPS, in that case you can fly above the minimum obstacle clearance altitude, not necessarily the minimum en route altitude. And since the route today is easterly and we fly in IFR, as you can see here, that means it's odd numbers or odd altitudes. I can fly just above the minimum obstacle clearance altitude, which means the next available altitude is 9,000. So I can file 9,000 feet today without any issues. If that's too low for being able to receive ATC transmissions, then they're probably going to give you higher. But I'm going to file for 9,000 today, and it should be fine. So here's the route, copy, and we'll go ahead now. We'll just let me paste that here real quick. That is, and we are flying IFR, Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha India. That's a Diamond 62 with the suffix G. So we do have GNSS 180, and we're departing from Corona. That's Kilo Alpha. Here we go, Juliet Oscar, and into Victorville, Kilo Victor. Here we go, Charlie Victor. Do we need an alternate today? Well, let's check what the weather is like at the destination. Okay, see if we have the 1, 2, 3 rule. It's green, so it's looking like it's VFR, and all the tabs are VFR, because anyways, that's good to use live weather today then, because we know that we're going to have to cancel IFR and return VFR as a requirement for this rating, and you can't do that if the conditions are IMC or instant meteorological conditions at the destination. Well, in that case, you would have to use custom weather and avoid this issue. Okay, remarks. I'm going to put ODP. We're going to fly the ODP out of Corona. I'm not using custom weather, and make sure you check on item 13 that you're going to do the I-11 rating. Okay, so it looks like we're good. 9,000 for the altitude that we're going to file, and we're good to go. Go ahead now and file. Okay, flight plan is filed successfully. Very good. All right, we come back here and take a look at the obstacle departure procedure real quick that we're going to follow. Here's Victorville. I'm sorry, go back to Corona. Here's Corona. And if I look at the weather real quick, it looks like the wind is from 100, so it's pretty much easterly. Very strong winds, 21, 29 knots. Wow. So we're going to be definitely taking off runway 07. And we go to procedure and click departure, take off minimum, and we're flying out of Corona. That should be, well, actually we can search for it. The trick is you highlight something, click search, and type Corona, and here we go. Yep, that is our departure procedure. Let's read it real quick. Well, we need to be able to achieve 310 feet per nautical mile to 1700. No problems meeting that requirement flying the DA-42. So it says here, runway 07, it's a climbing left turn. So when we're 400 feet AGL, we're going to climb left turn direct to Paradise VOR. And then from Paradise VOR, it says here that anybody departing radial 0901 clockwise to 140 and radial 231 clockwise to radial 280, it says climb on course. All right. So first of all, we need to determine, which direction are we flying to? We, from Paradise VOR, we are flying on Victor 442, and the course here is pretty much 015 approximately, okay? So we come back into the departure procedure, and that doesn't apply to us. We are pretty much the ones who are from radial 281 to radial 090. We need to cross Paradise VOR at or above 6,700 feet. Okay, so that is the issue here. What applies to us in this description, we're going to have a climbing left turn, and then proceed to Paradise VOR, and we need to hold on Paradise VOR, hold northeast right turns with 210 inbound. I'm going to show you how easy to set that up in the Garmin 1000. You can insert a hold with these specifications, and we need to be in that hold at least until 6,700 feet. Then we can proceed on course. I am going to request from ETC to stay in the hold at least one lap to reach 9,000 feet, which is my filed altitude, before proceeding on course. It's up to me. It's at the pilot discretion. It's not an issue. But you can continue on course when you reach 6,700 and continue your climb on the Victor Airway, because it's already been calculated for you that if you meet the minimum climb requirement, you will be able to climb on the airway up to 9,000 without having to see any obstacles. Otherwise, they would have specified here that you need to stay in that hold until your minimum en route altitude or minimum obstacle clearance altitude for your Victor Airway. Here it only says hold until you reach 6,700 and continue, but I'm going to hold until 9,000 just for myself, and it's a good practice anyways. Okay, so looking good. This is the departure procedure. We're going to brief the approach as we get closer, and I'm going to show how we're going to fly that. Again, using the Garmin 1000, nothing fancy. Right, what we should do now is go and grab our clearance. This is on Untowered Airport, so we're going to call the overlying facility, which is South Cal Approach. I'm going to simulate making this phone call, excuse me, by tuning in 122.2 on Pilotedge, and that would simulate making that phone call. Alright, let's get the Garmin 1000 and go ahead and project it. Here we go. This is our Garmin 1000. Go ahead now, ready to fly. And we need to connect obviously to Pilotedge, so let's do that. Here's the Pilotedge client starting, no issues, things are looking good. And connect Delta Alpha India T62. Connected to network and logged into network. We're good. Go ahead, bring that back and bring back this. And what I'm going to do now is fuel. I'm going to maybe bring the fuel up to 80% is good. I'm going to fire up now the master. We try to be quick without draining the battery, and I would be using probably a ground power unit in real life. Okay. Alright, so there's no ADAS here to grab, and what I need to do now is, before setting anything up, is to put 122.2.
Maintain 5,000. Expect 1000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 120.55. Squawk 5051.
Right, so fly runway heading, expect vectors to Morro Bay, initial altitude 5,000, expect 11,000 10 minutes after departure, departure frequency 120.55, squawk 5051, November 3330 Alpha.
November 30 Alpha, read that correct?
We're going to be getting clearance to Victorville. South Cal Approach, Diamond Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, good afternoon. Instruments to Victorville.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, SoCal Approach, cleared to Victorville Airport. As filed. Maintain 4,000. Expect a 9,000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 135.4, squawk 7431, hold for release.
Clear to Victorville, as filed, climb maintain 4,000, expect 9 after 10 minutes, departure frequency 135.4, squawk 7431, hold for release, Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, read back correct, advise number 1 for departure.
Welco, Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. That's it, folks.
SoCal Approach, Skyhawk 405 Echo Romeo at 3,500 feet, about 12 miles to the west of Ontario. Request full stop Ontario.
Alright, I'm gonna now start the aircraft. Very quick.
405 Echo Romeo, SoCal approach, squawk 2727.
Fuel pump on.
Squawking 2727, 405 Echo Romeo.
Strobes on, master on. Okay, here we go. Left.
And Lewis ground 33 Zulu Alpha, ready to copy with India, and I'm parked at the tower.
405 Echo Romeo, radar contact 2 miles west
Green.
of Pomona VR. Make straight in, runway 26 right, contact Ontario Tower.
Straight in for 26 right, contacting Ontario Tower, 405 Echo Romeo.
Number 333 Zulu Alpha, San Luis ground, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha.
Okay, so now
Taxi to 29
Avionics
via
on.
Alpha,
Fuel
33
pump
Zulu
off.
Alpha.
B2 on. And we get ready. Set up the aircraft now. The avionics, comms, the works.
Palomar Tower, Money 24, Fort Papa, holding short. Runway 24, request downwind departure.
Alright,
2442 Papa,
flight
Palomar
plan.
Tower, make right downwind departure. Runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, I changed
Right downwind departure, runway 24, clear takeoff, Money 40 Papa.
Ontario Tower.
Okay, so just quiet things down a little. So we're going to go ahead now delete the flight plan and start with a new flight plan. And what we have here is Kilo Alpha, Juliet, Oscar, Corona. Then we have Paradise VR. Papa, Delta, Zulu, enter. Then after Paradise VR we have Victor 442, so we click menu, load airway, and Victor 442, where are you? There it is. And we exit at Apples, load. And the destination is Kilo Victor, Charlie Victor. Kilo Victor, Charlie Victor. That's Victorville. Good. If we go back to the departure procedure, folks, again, under plates, I'm sorry, yes, and let's look again for Corona. Search. I think Corona. Okay. Here we go. It says that we need to hold northeast. Look at this beauty. We say menu. So before I press menu, I highlight the VR, okay, menu, and then I click here and I say hold at waypoint. And it tells you what is the inbound course of the hold. The inbound course of the hold is 210. So I'm going to put 2. 1 0 inbound, hold inbound 210. That is, and it's right turns. That's it. And 1 minute, outbound legs. Enter, 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 right turns, and load. And if you look, the holding has been inserted for you automatically. Let's take a look at it. Here it is. Let me zoom in. This is it. That's the hold, northeast, right turns, 210, inbound. After that, I can proceed on the Victor airway. Let's double check again. We have hold, and I don't know what its waypoint is. Let's take a look at it again. We come back here. If you go to the nav log, yes, EPTZ to RRIZ, and then, yes, these are the waypoints right here, which is correct. Okay, looks good. So we're going to be taking off runway actually, hold on. We'll go back again to the clearance. We continue setting up the aircraft. Just climb 4,000, so I'm going to set 4,000. Here we go. Okay, 4,000. What is the altimeter setting? Let's double check again. Weather at Corona. Weather altimeter 3008. So let me set that 3008, and we need to use now Rex weather to insert the weather injection. So I'm injecting the weather right now so it would match the altimeter setting. And we got the altitude is correct. We also need to delete this minimum. It's from a previous approach. Good. Next thing is I'm going to be taking off runway heading first and then climbing left turn to Paradise VOR. So runway heading is 070 approximately. You're going to center the heading bug anyways when we are on the runway. It's good to set that up here. 400 feet AGL aircraft, the airport elevation is 533 feet, so about 933 feet we're going to make our left turn to Paradise VOR. Okay, let's continue now setting up the aircraft with the rest of the clearance. It says here departure frequency 135.4. So I'm going to have 122.2 and I'm going to have 135.4 set. And I'm going to put CTAF frequency. Actually, it would be good to put the 122.2 on the COM2 and then just move to COM1 afterwards to do our announcements and everything else. So I'll put 122.2 on COM2, and on COM1 I'm going to put the CTAF frequency, and the CTAF frequency here is 122.7. So 122.7. Okay, are we now on COM1? Just double check. We are on COM1. Okay, good. So it looks like we have the comms set now. Final thing is the squawk. So we come back again to the clearance. Okay, so 135.4 set. 7431 is the squawk. So we put the transponder code. 74.
Santa Maria ground is Skyhawk, November 906. Alpha Mike, runway, hold short runway 30, ready to go.
And bring the client.
For 30 Alpha, contact Santa Barbara departure.
Contact departure, Santa Barbara departure 330 Alpha.
Oh, Charlie.
Number 906, Alpha Mike, Santa Maria Tower, runway 30, cleared for takeoff. Proceed on course. Runway 30, clear for takeoff. Proceed on course. November 906, Alpha Mike.
Santa Barbara departure 330 Alpha at 1,500 feet, climbing 5,000 feet, flying runway heading.
We're 3330 Alpha, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 8,000.
Looks like
climb and maintain 8,000, 330 Alpha.
we're set. The route is set. We have the altitude 4,000, we have the altimeter, we have the holding inserted, the departure procedures, climb and lift turret, and we hold. And we have the
Ontario Tower, Skyhawk 405, Echo Romeo, clear of 8 right on Foxtrot for general parking.
VOR frequency
405, Echo Romeo, taxi parking.
112.2 on nav 1 as backup.
Taxiing to parking via Sierra 405, Echo Romeo.
112.2. Here we go, and let's see if it's recognized. Here we go, PDG is good, and I would go to the CDI, and I would put the inbound of the hold, which is 210 as my course, just to be on the safe side for backup if I have to hold old school. 210. Okay. so that looks set based on the direction I'm facing right now. Up to down. Correct. Alright, go back again to the GPS. And it looks like we're set here. So I'm going to make sure I am on COM 1 now to announce my departure. 122.7, that is the CTF frequency. He said to call him when I'm number 1. Okay, here we go. Bring this guy back here. Ready to taxi now. Back to my position. I am pretty much by runway 25, so I'm going to have to taxi all the way to the west. Runway 07 is no problem. And we're facing now east. So make a complete right turn then backwards. Okay. So taxi light on, brake release. Again, we are, just to make sure, we are now on COM 1. That's 122.7. Corona traffic, Diamond Alpha Delta Alpha India over at east ramp, and we'll taxi now holding point runway 07 Corona. That's it. And brakes are released. Give it some power. Here we go. Yeah, we taxi this way, all the way runway 07.
Approaching runway 07, 25. Entered runway 07, 25.
Looks like there's some issues with the rendering of graphics on at Corona. Looking on the right, it looks like we are close to the Stonehenge or something. Okay. Slow down. Holding points here. And we stop here and we call to get our release, and we make sure we have a pen. Okay, so we switch now to COM 2. South Cal approach, Diamond Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, ready for IFR release out of Corona.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. SoCal departure released for departure. Clearance void if not off in 3 minutes. If not off in 3 minutes, advise intentions. This frequency not later than 5 minutes. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Please for IFR departure, clearance void in 3 minutes. We'll advise within 5 if we're not in the air. Change of frequency approved to Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. Okay, switch frequency now to COM 1. Corona traffic, Diamond Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, lining up, taking off runway 07, climbing left turn to the north, Corona. Okay, all lights on, and fuel pump on. And Entering the runway. Looks like approach sector is clear. We're facing that.
Approaching runway 07.
Outside clear too.
Entered runway 07. 914 meters remaining.
Runway 07 identified. Okay, and takeoff power. Airspeed alive. Engine instruments all green. Center that in bug. .78. Rotate. Autopilot on. Put the heading puck first. And positive rate, gear up. Lights off. Fuel pump off. Climb power. Make it a flight level change. Okay, now we do direct PDC and nav. Change frequency. On 3514. South Cal approach, Diamond Hotel Delta Alpha India 1600, climbing 4000.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, SoCal departure ident.
Ident, Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. We did from the client. And that's it.
San Luis Ground, this is Cessna 106 Alpha Zulu, requesting a mic check.
For 106 Alpha Zulu, you're 5x5, how do you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, thank you. 06 Alpha Zulu.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, radar contact a mile west of Paradise, climb and maintain 6000.
Climb maintain 6000. We intend to do a couple of laps in the hold to prepare the ODP, Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India.
Roger.
Alright, still only going to do a couple of laps. Put 6000. And that's it. The aircraft is going to enter the hold automatically. Zoom in a little. And just keep an eye on what's going on in case things go crazy. You can take over with the heading block, okay? Looks like it's doing a parallel entry. That's good. Put the heading block centered. Going to 6000. I think the ODP said 6700.
For 2442 Papa, contact LA Center 128.6.
128.6, 24 Papa.
For 2442 Papa, LA Center, roger.
I'm going to call up to verify something here because you said climb maintain 6000. I expected 9,000, which is my fault altitude. I have no idea why he restricted me.
Los Angeles clearance. Good afternoon, Delta 2035. Looking for an IFR to San Francisco with the Information Hotel.
Delta 2035 LA clearance, cleared to San Francisco International Airport. Summer 2 departure, stoked, transition, and then as filed. Climb via SID, except maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 5740.
Cleared to San Francisco International via the the Summer 2, then stoked, then as filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 5740, Delta 2035.
Delta 2035, read back correct. For 235, Mike, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
SoCal approach, Boeing 235, Mike, 13600, descending via the Ruby 3 with Kilo.
For 235, Mike, SoCal approach, roger, thanks for Kilo, Long Beach altimeter 3003. And do you have an approach request?
3003, we'd like the RNAV 12 for 5 Mike.
For 5 Mike, roger.
South Cal approach, Diamond Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, question?
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, roger, go ahead.
I have an ODP here that says at least 6,700 before my route course, and I have a Mocha on the airway of 8,100. I was expecting to climb to 9,000, but my clearance is 6,000. Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, yeah. It's a change that we've made in the way that we control the rating. We used to just let you climb up, but then people were confused about whether they still needed to hold. So that's why I leveled you off at 6,000. But now that you've completed one lap, climb and maintain 9,000.
Climb and maintain 9,000. Thank you for the explanation. Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, we do a flight level change. And going back to 100, want to climb quickly. Alright.
St. Louis ground, good afternoon. This is Cessna 106 Alpha Zulu at transient parking, requesting pattern work with India.
November 106 Alpha Zulu, San Luis ground, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha, runway 29er, 06 Alpha Zulu.
November 235, Mike, correction, November 906 Alpha, Mike. Contact LA Center 135.5.
LA Center 135.5, November 906 Alpha, Mike.
So that was tricky. They changed the rating because people were reaching the 6,700 probably before even reaching Paradise View R, especially if you're departing west. runway 25 with a climbing right turn. That makes it quite interesting.
906 Alpha Mike, LA Center, Roger.
So they want people to hold at least one lap before they give them farther clearance. I like that. But we clarified. If you're solid on your knowledge, you did your briefing, you're good to go. South Cal approach, down to Delta Alpha India, level at 9,000, ready to proceed on course.
Delta Alpha India, Roger. You're not assigned the hold, so once you meet the restrictions in the ODP, you can proceed on course.
Outstanding, thank you, sir. Delta Alpha India. Okay.
St. Louis Tower, good afternoon. Cessna 106 Alpha Zulu holding short runway 29er.
There you go.
Number 106 Alpha Zulu, San Luis Tower, make left, close traffic, report midfield downwind, runway 29er, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, that's it. We activated the leg now between Paradise and...
Do you mind repeating that for me, 06 Alpha Zulu?
Number 106 Alpha Zulu, no problem. Make left, close traffic, report midfield downwind, runway 29er, cleared for takeoff.
Make left downwind, report midfield, cleared for takeoff, runway 29er, 06 Alpha Zulu.
That's it, we're north now, so let's get ready for the next thing. And we're going to request the VOR DME runway 17 from Apples. So approach VOR DME 17 from Apples and add to route. And looks like we're going to get a crossing restriction in Apples, and then 6600 is easy to descend to. Just a long arc, DME arc. And then we keep descending, and then we're going to intercept automatically. GPS will fly everything for us. The final approach course, and from we node, it looks like we node 5200. So we have to follow. I mean, you got to be very careful about these altitudes, otherwise things will go crazy. And then we descend according to this. Okay, so let's go ahead now brief it officially, right? So we're going to ask for this approach. We're going to grab the ATIS in just a minute, and then VRDME runway 17, bear the rating 10905. Final approach course is 170, and here's the ATIS frequency. I might as well now ask him to grab the ATIS. Let's double check first if we can get ATIS reception. 135475 real quick. Put it on COM 2. 135475. Here we go. Let's double check we can hear it.
Oscar 204.
That's working.
235 Mike, contact LA Center, correction, SoCal approach 128.1.
28.1, 5 Mike.
Okay, let's
SoCal
continue
approach
the approach.
235 Mike, 7300, sending via the Ruby 3.
3 numbers I have here. Minimum is 3200, so I'm going to do it 3250.
235 Mike, SoCal approach, turn right heading 260, descend and maintain
500 to minimum
4,000 vectors Brecky.
Right 260 and send to 4,000.
1,000 above is actually 3825.
Reporting midfield 06 Alpha Zulu.
06 Alpha Zulu, runway 29er, cleared for the option.
We're
Clear
good.
for the option, runway 29er, 06 Alpha Zulu.
We're going to have a local altimeter setting not received. Use Edwards Air Force Base altimeter setting and increase all MDAs to 160 by 160 feet. Because of visibilities. Okay, we're not going to have this issue here. Missed approach, climb to 3500, then climb, making right turn to 6000 via heading 300 and Victorville VOR radial 269er to Ethernet and hold. Let's look at it here. Here you go. It says climb straight at 3500, then right turn to intercept the radial, as you can see here. all the way to this intersection and hold, and it's going to be direct entry, non-standard holding to the left. All programmed in the GPS anyways. Might as well then put as the backup frequency is the
November
Victor
3330
Ville
Alpha.
10905.
You can make it with me. I'll pass it along to Bakersfield Approach.
10905. 10905. Here we go. We'll put it as, actually we'll put it on now.
Number 30 Alpha, Roger. I'm sorry, I was on the
Well, it's going to be
landline
tuned in
with another
automatically,
controller.
duh.
Say it again.
Okay, that makes sense. Sorry about that, folks. 2.2, let's put
Number 30 Alpha, thanks.
Southbound approach, dominant tail off, Delta Alpha, India. Request frequency change to get the ATIS, 2 minutes, and we'll report back.
Roger, do that.
Local, tail off, Delta Alpha, India. Okay, let's grab the ATIS.
Oscar. Southern California Logistics Airport, ATIS information Oscar. 2045 Zulu. Wind 020 at 12, gust 26. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and departing runways 335. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information, Oscar.
Gotta get that wind information again, it sounded crazy.
Southern California Logistics Airport, ATIS information, Oscar. 2045 Zulu. Wind 020 at 12, gust 26. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Altimeter 3016. Arriving and departing runways 335. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information, Oscar.
Okay, back again.
Southern California Logistics Airport, ATIS information.
Approach. Direct Brechio across the 4000, cleared on AV, runway 12, approach 5, Mike.
South Cal approach, dominant tail off, Delta Alpha, India. Back in the frequency with Oscar. I'd like to request VRDME runway 17 from Apples, if possible.
Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, contact SoCal, Joshua approach 126.1.
126.1, Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, good day.
For 2442 Papa, contact SoCal approach 126.7.
126.1, Joshua. Joshua approach, Diamond Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, good afternoon. Level at 900,000 with Oscar.
Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, Joshua approach, cross Apples at 9,000, cleared RNAV, cleared VORDME, runway 17 approach.
Clear Apples at 9,000 and clear for the VORDME, runway 17 approach, Diamond Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, thanks. Okay.
Southbound approach,
Procedure.
Papa with you.
Select approach, runway 17.
I have information.
Up ILS.
At Palm Springs.
VRDME.
November 2442 Papa.
From Apples, enter.
SoCal approach, Roger, expect
and
311.
the minimum is 3250.
31 left, 24 Papa.
Reporting left downwind base, 06 Alpha Zulu.
6 Alpha Zulu, runway 29er, cleared for the option.
Clear for the option, runway 29er, 06 Alpha Zulu, thanks.
3250. Okay, looks like things are looking good. Enter and load. Yes. Let's clean things up a little. Apples. Okay, I gotta clear the airport out of here. And I gotta clear the two apples. This apple's here. And we're good now. That means after the next waypoint is going to go straight to Apples for the approach. Let's double check again that we have the correct missed approach procedure. It looks to me here that intercept
November 333
3,500 feet, then intercept
Bakersfield approach
and ether.
118.8 below.
Exactly correct. Alright, looks like everything is set here. and we're good to go.
We're 30 Alpha Bakersfield approach 118.8.
Looking good. We just need now to monitor our altitudes, okay?
November 7, 9er 14 Whiskey, I think was the call sign for SoCal approach. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Cessna 7914 Whiskey. We're at type Cessna 172. We're 10 miles to the northeast of the El Toro VOR. I'd like to request VFR flight following to Ramona.
For 79er 14 Whiskey, SoCal approach squawk 3427.
3427, 14 Whiskey.
Bakersfield approach 330 Alpha with you at 11,000 feet.
We're 3330 Alpha Bakersfield approach, cross Shafter VOR at 3,100, cleared ILS runway 30 right approach.
Cross Shafter at 3,100, cleared for ILS 30 right approach.
Alright, looks like
November 7
the frequency got put in 10905.
Santiago Peak, John Wayne altimeter is at 3000 and verify altitude.
3000, we are at 3,700, 14 Whiskey.
Okay, so the next altitude we're going to send to is 6,600.
Los Angeles ground, Delta 2035 is ready for taxi. We just pushed back off of gate 21.
3016.
Delta 2035, Los Angeles ground, runway 24 left, taxi via Delta 8 Echo.
Here we go. 3016.
24 left via Delta 8 Echo, Delta 2035, thanks.
Okay, so next thing we're going to get ready for, as you can see here, is 6,600. Don't see why this is not projecting properly, so let me stop mirroring and then mirror again so you can see better on ForeFlight what's going on. Here we go. That is better. Okay, 6,600 on the arc. Okay, again.
We're 5, Mike cross Brecky at 3,000, still cleared for the approach.
Sounds great. 3,000 at Brecky, cleared for the approach. 5 Mike.
I'm gonna fly it with the heading bug. Let me zoom out a little just to take a look here. Oh no, actually it looks good here.
6 Alpha Zulu, runway 29er, cleared for the option.
We got an arc.
Runway 29er, going to make a full stop. 06 Alpha Zulu.
Right, it apples. Looks like we're gonna start turning now, so let's descend now to 6,600. Okay, vertical speed. 800 feet per minute. Reduce the speed a little. And now on the DME arc. Do nothing. It's doing everything for you. Life is good. Now let's get the tower frequency ready. Tower, Victorville Tower is 11835. So let's get that ready. 118.
SoCal approach, Moody 42 Papa. I have Palm Springs Airport at
11835.
For 2442 Papa, roger, contact Palm Springs Tower, good day.
Go to Tower, thank you, good day, Moody 42 Papa.
Need
Palm Springs Tower, Moody 2442 Papa with you. 3,420 miles to the south at, with information, India, landing Palm Springs.
We're 2442 Papa, Palm Springs Tower, make straight in, runway 31 left, clear to land.
31 left, clear to land, Moody 42 Papa.
We're descending now, 6,600.
Los Angeles Tower, Delta 2035, holding short 24 left at Echo.
Delta 2035, you're on the LA helicopters frequency, change to my frequency 133.9er.
Sorry, 133.9er, Delta 2035, thanks.
For 6 Alpha Mike, contact Bakersfield approach 118.8. For 6 Alpha Mike, contact Bakersfield approach 118.8.
Los Angeles Tower, Delta 2035. Should be on the right frequency now. We're ready for departure. We're holding short 24 left at Echo 7.
Delta 2035, Los Angeles Tower, runway 24 left, cleared for takeoff.
24 left, cleared for takeoff, Delta 2035.
Okay. Descending to 6,600. Next part is 5,200. It's a little bit steeper, about 1,400 feet in a short span. And then, yeah, 5,200 is when you are on the final approach course. Okay, got it. So we need to calm down pretty strong after the next waypoint.
For 5 Mike, contact Long Beach Tower, 119.4.
119.4, 5 Mike.
Okay, so the aircraft's going to stop its descent at 6,600.
Long Beach Tower, Boeing 235 Mike, check Fed inbound on F12.
For 235 Mike, Long Beach Tower, runway 12, clear to land.
Clear to land 12, 5 Mike.
Okay, we stay at 6,600. That is the minimum for this part.
November 906 Alpha Mike, descend to inbound to Bakersfield with you.
For 906 Alpha Mike, Bakersfield approach, Bakersfield altimeter 3012, and verify your altitude.
3012, November 906 Alpha Mike.
And verify your altitude.
Descend to 1,500 feet.
Okay, what altitude are you currently at?
Okay.
Right now, 5,700 feet.
Roger. Delta 2035, contact departure.
Departure 2035.
St. Louis Tower, this is Cessna 106 Alpha Zulu, clear of runway 29er at Echo, looking to taxi to Westside parking.
For 106 Alpha Zulu,
let's get the next altitude ready, which is going to be 5,200. Let's get it ready on the...
SoCal departure, good day. Delta 2035 is 2,700. Climbing via the SID for 5,000.
Delta 2035, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb via SID.
Climb via SID, Delta 2035.
Okay, we're coming up on the next waypoint, after which minimum 6,600 feet. We're at 6,600, we're good. Right after that one, we need to start descending 5,200. Otherwise, things are going to get tricky. The next restriction is 4,300 at Oncal. And then missed approach point is Voino. At Voino, we go missed at the minimum. Good to slow things down a little here, about maybe 60% power in the DS62. Take our time, we don't have to go really fast, especially in the intercepting the final approach course. It gets tricky when you try to turn at very high speed for the autopilot. Keep centering the head and bug. You can see you keep it 90 degrees on the RMI from the VOR, and that's how you fly the arc. There's a lot of ways to fly the arc. There's the RMI, keep it 90 degrees plus or minus bend correction. Then you have the twist 10, turn 10 on the edge side. Okay, good. We are at the next point now. 2, 1, boom. Okay, I'm going to start descending now. Here we go. I'm going to make it steep this time. 1,500 feet per minute. Be a 5,200 foot.
Delta 2035, contact LA Center 135.5.
Zoom in a little.
1355, thanks, Delta 2035.
Down to go. So next waypoint 5200, and then we continue our descent. If I don't make it, I'm going to continue descending to 4300, etc.
Delta 2035, LA Center, climb and maintain, flight level 230.
Okay, 5200, we're good. Next altitude is 4300. Put that down. There you go. Okay, continue the descent now. Missed approach altitude 6,000. Gonna set that up in just a minute. SoCal, final approach fix 4300. Send that a bug.
And Long Beach, Delta, correction, Boeing 5 Mike clear on Delta 3, going to signature.
235 Mike, taxi departing via Delta Foxtrot.
Delta Foxtrot, departing 5 Mike, see ya.
See ya.
4300 early on, that's good.
For 906 Alpha Mike, contact Bakersfield Tower 118.1.
Bakersfield Tower 118.1, 06 Alpha Mike.
Captured the altitude. In that case, I'm going to put now the missed approach altitude 6,000. Keep the 6,000. Just make sure your field elevation about 2885. 2885. Pattern is 38.
Bakersfield Tower, Skyhawk November 906 Alpha Mike with information Alpha inbound to lane, full stop lane.
For 906 Alpha Mike, Bakersfield Tower, enter left base, runway 30 right, clear to land.
Left base, 30 right, clear to land, November 906 Alpha Mike.
Runway's right there.
Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, contact Victorville Tower.
Over to Victorville Tower. Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, have a good day. Victorville Tower, Dominant Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, good afternoon. And VORDME, runway 17 with the intention of going missed.
Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, Victorville Tower, roger, runway 17, clear to land, report going missed.
Oh, 7 clear to land, and Wilco, Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India. Okay, 4300, and then we start descending to the minimum, which is 3250 for me. It's right here. Bring this in closer. As the approach point. Okay, I have to pass OnCal to start descending farther. I just passed it. Vertical speed, just go down.
SoCal Cessna 7914 Whiskey, let request frequency change.
Alright, lights on. Fuel pump on.
Whiskey, get the weather
Left
and then
approach.
contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Gear down.
Okay, we'll get the weather, then we'll switch to SoCal.
Landing, Jake, let's complete it.
Delta 2035, contact LA Center 133.2.
My gun speed now is about 123, so I should be about 600 feet per minute descending, which is good. That will keep me good. It's 5 times the gun speed. If it's a 3-degree slope, what is it? It's 3. Yes, it's a 3
2035, LA Center, hello, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Again, missed approach. You said you're going to climb 3,500 and then to right turn 6,000 to intercept. We're heading 300. Everything is in the GPS anyways. Alright, descending. Our minimum Okay, we're about 1,000 above, stabilized, 500 to minimum, clear to land, and we have to report going missed, and we just keep descending. The wind is getting crazy now. Looks like it changed. Remember folks, 3250. I'm not going to go below 3250. I'm going to bring the vertical speed to 0.
SoCal, Cessna 7914 Whiskey with you, 1,600. We have information X-ray at Ramona.
Zoom in now.
Number 7914 Whiskey, SoCal approach, roger, thanks.
500.
3250. I'm going to bring
Minimums.
0 vertical speed. Give it power. Not going to go below the minimum until the missed approach point. Okay, missed approach point coming up. I want to show you the suspend feature on the GPS. Okay, here it is coming up. Missed approach point. And you can see the suspend button showed up right here.
Bakersfield Tower 118.1.
Right here, suspend.
Contact Tower 118.1, 330 Alpha.
Here's the map. Coming up.
Bakersfield Tower 330 Alpha.
That's it. Go and miss now. Full power.
Alice 30 right.
Autopilot off. Nose up.
333 Zulu Alpha Bakersfield Tower. You're
rate.
number 2 following a Skyhawk on a left
Clean up
base.
the aircraft.
Runway
Fuel
30
pump off.
right, clear to land.
Roger,
Autopilot.
30 right. I'll keep an eye out for the traffic.
Nav. Turning right. 3500. Right heading. Victorville Tower, Delta Alpha Delta Alpha India, go and missed as published.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, roger. Fly the published missed approach and contact departure on 126.1.
Fly the published missed and departure 126.1. Have a good day, Alpha Delta Alpha India. Gonna catch the radial now. Switch frequency. Joshua approach, Domino Delta Alpha de India. Good afternoon again. 4,800 climbing on the published mist.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, Joshua departure, roger. When able, say intentions.
Welcome. Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. Okay, well the rating says, remember, see the aircraft's going to stop climbing to 6,000. The rating says when you clear Delta airspace, cancel IFR. I'm still in Delta airspace. Look at that. First of all, I don't need the chart. Well, I need the chart because I'm on the published mist, but you can see that circle here. This is the boundary of the Delta airspace. But to clear it right now. Boom. Done.
Palm Springs Tower, Money 24, Fortune Papa, clear of runway 31 left at hotel, parking at signature.
Fortune Papa, taxi to parking via Whiskey, this frequency, good day.
Taxi to parking via Whiskey, Money Fortune Papa, staff frequency.
We're about to clear the Delta airspace. I can get rid of this chart right now. Hide plate. I can clear this. Clear. Annotations. Done. Here you go, leaving Delta airspace. And then I'm going to cancel IFR and return VFR.
For 6 Alpha Mike, taxi to parking via Alpha and pass for Cat 5.
Via Alpha, thank you. November 906 Alpha. 906 Alpha Mike.
For 6 Alpha Mike, just make sure when you check in with a new radar frequency, so approach or center, just make sure that you always include your altitude.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for explaining.
Joshua, departure, Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, request to cancel IFR.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, roger, IFR cancellation received. Squawk and maintain VFR frequency change approved.
Okay, we'll squawk VFR, frequency change approved, Diamond Hotel Alpha India, have a good day. Alright, we're good now. We can do whatever we want with VFR. Yeehaw! I might as well descend. And now we're gonna contact tower. Tell them we want to come in. We're about 8 miles west of the airfield. So switch back to tower, 11835. Alright. Start descending, I would say, to pattern altitude, which is 3,900 feet. Vertical speed down. Victorville Tower, Diamond Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. Currently about 9 miles west of the airfield. We're VFR now. We cancel IFR. I'd like to come in for full stop. Last ADS we have is Oscar.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, Victorville Tower, roger, enter, right downwind, runway 21, and report midfield.
Right downwind for 21, report midfield, Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, roger. Runway 21, right downwind. Okay, so he wants us to come in like this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, heading. And we turn now.
Bakersfield Tower, 230 Alpha, Sierra 30 Rocket Hotel, request taxi.
Number 333 Zulu Alpha, taxi to parking via Alpha, this frequency, good day.
Well, it's a good day, and thank you.
Alright, do you have any...
Alert, terrain ahead.
Do you have anything interesting for runway 21? See procedure, select approach, enter. Anything interesting we can
Alert,
do?
terrain ahead.
Nope, looks like there's nothing. Hallelujah. Okay, in that case, I will do... is it
Alaska 79 LA Center, roger.
done? Yeah, flight plan, procedure, traffic pattern, we said right downwind runway 21.
Alert, terrain ahead.
Dismiss 45 degrees, right traffic. That's it.
Alert, terrain ahead.
Okay, looks like it's mad at me. There you go.
Alert, terrain ahead.
Go a little faster. We can do direct to K Kilo Vector. Vector. And we put the course 210. 210. Check out the runway course at runway 21.
For 714 Whiskey, radar services terminated. Contact Ramona Tower.
Radar services terminated, over to tower.
21. 211, okay, it's no problem. 2 1 1, enter and activate. Here you go. We'll get an idea of what the runway looks like. Coming back into Delta airspace. about 1 mile supposed to be. Oh man, that's tight.
Ramona Tower, Cessna 7914 Whiskey, we're 9 miles to the northwest with information X-ray for touch and go.
Number 7914 Whiskey, Ramona Tower, make straight in, runway 9er.
Parking.
And runway 9er, clear touch and go.
Park at?
Straight in, runway 9er, clear touch and go, 1 for Whiskey.
Procedure, airport diagram, we'll just save it here. Oh, okay, look, runway 21, we're gonna exit left. Millionaire. Done.
Roger, no need to report that.
Set to report midfield downwind. Give us the clearance. Alright, so 21 will be 03. Turn left 03. Victorville Tower, Diamond Delta Alpha India, midfield right downwind, runway 21.
Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India, runway 21, cleared to land.
Runway 21, cleared to land. Hotel Alpha Delta Alpha India. Give ourselves a little bit of leeway. Good now. Okay, airfield elevation is 2900.
122 Bravo Mike, high about to Palomar.
Okay, we'll put this down a little.
November 122 Bravo Mike, Long Beach Tower, correction, Long Beach clearance, cleared to the Palomar Airport. On departure, fly runway heading.
Okay.
Radar vector, Steel Beach, VOR,
500 feet per minute.
Maintain 3,000, expect 5,000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 2216.
Cleared to Palomar, on departure runway heading, radar vector, Steel Beach, and as filed.
Slow down.
Maintain 3,000, expect 5,000, 10 minutes, frequency 128.1, squawk 2216, Cirrus 122 Bravo Mike.
I would choose the vertical speed.
Alert, terrain ahead.
Feet per minute is good. Flaps approach and gear down. Alright, so 3 green, well, still gears coming down. Okay, we have 3 greens.
Number 14 Whiskey, read back correct.
Lights
correction,
on.
November
Fuel pump on.
2 Bravo
Flaps
Mike,
approach.
read back correct.
Join clearance, Walker 390 with Hotel I-4 Las Vegas.
Warning, terrain ahead.
2035, contact Oakland Center 127.45.
Gonna stop my descent. I can see the runway right there. Still too early to turn.
Alert, terrain ahead.
Walker 390, John Wayne clearance. Cleared to the Las Vegas McCarran Airport. Irvine,
Alert,
5
terrain
departure. Daggett transition and then as filed. Maintain 7,000. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 7227.
Alert, terrain ahead.
Walker 390 is clear to Las Vegas. Irvine type with departure, Daggett transition, as far as climb 7,000, 128.1 departure 7227. Walker 390.
500.
Okay. Autopilot off.
Walker 390, read back correct.
There's the runway right there.
Would you like this left or right traffic for 1 for Whiskey?
Alaska 79, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240. For 14 Whiskey, make left traffic on the go.
Left traffic on the go, 14 Whiskey.
Short final runway 21.
Center 125.27.
Alright.
Long Beach Ground, Cirrus 122, Bravo Mike at signature taxi with Pima.
Alaska 79, LA Center, cross Magic at 14,000, the Ontario altimeter 29906. And who else called?
Long Beach Ground, Cirrus 122, Bravo Mike at signature taxi with Pima.
Number 122 Bravo Mike, Long Beach Ground, runway 8, taxi via Foxtrot.
Runway 8, taxi, confirm runway 8 right, taxi via Foxtrot.
Left, two Bravo Mike, yeah, sorry, runway 8 right via Foxtrot.
8 right via Foxtrot, 2 Bravo Mike.
Okay, we exit here. Are we good? We just cleared the runway on Echo, I think. Victorville Tower, Delta Alpha, India. Clear runway 21, I believe, on Echo. Course taxi to Millionaire straight ahead.
Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India, taxi to parking via Charlie, pass for the I-10. Oh, sorry, I-11.
Right, we'll taxi via Charlie, and thank you, Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha, India. Right, folks, I don't know why you said pass for the I-11. There was not a rating attempt. But, right, clear, left clear. I think this guy is really one of the coolest controllers. I like him. He's so laid back. He answers the questions. He gives good advice. I don't know what his name is, but thank you. Always a pleasure flying with you. Actually, always a pleasure flying with all of them. They all very helpful, and they give you good tips and advice on everything. And we're going to brief in just a second. Okay, it's just...
More whiskey, we're turning base and we'll make this a full stop.
Park right here.
We're 14 Whiskey, runway 9er, clear to land.
Alright, here we go.
Clear to land, runway 9, 14 Whiskey.
Brakes on. And all lights off except for strobes. And pitot heat off, avionics off, and then shut off the engine. We're going to brief just a sec. Alright, lift was supposed to wait 2 minutes, turbocharged, but not going to do that obviously. And here you go, lift engine off. Right engine off. And then strobe light off. Master. Everything's off. And we come back and turn off mode Charlie and disconnect from Pilotedge, and we can go ahead now and brief what just happened. Alright folks, again, I would like to emphasize one more time that the purpose of the videos I am showing you here is how to utilize the G1000 capabilities, the autopilot and all the fancy features to pass the I ratings. We can do this old school with the 6-pack. It would be just as fun, but if you're not instrument rated or you're not an experienced simmer and you want to pass those ratings, I think these tools at your disposal would make things much easier. Okay, so we departed from an untowered airport. We know how to do that. We did that from Catalina before. We followed our flight plan. We got the weather from the local station. And then we called in the overlying facility and simulated a phone call by dialing 122.2. And we got our clearance. And remember the hold for release part. We switched back to the CTAP frequency. We made our announcements. We're taxiing, etc. At the holding point, he said, call me back when you're number 1 to go. I'm at the holding point. I'm number 1 now. I called him. I said, well, ready for release. He released me. He gave me a clearance valid for 3 minutes. And after that, it's void, and I have to advise intentions within 5 minutes. Got my clearance. Switched back to the CTAP frequency. Announced my departure, my direction of flight, etc. And once I'm in the air, I called him up. And he told me to ident. 99.9% they're going to ask you to ident. You ident. I did the ident from the client. And then after that, when we briefed the ODP, we had to, on our direction of flight, which is Victor 442, we had to be at 6,700 feet or higher to leave the hold and continue on our route. He told me to climb and stop at 6,000. That was tricky, all right? So I entered the hold. I climbed, but at 6,000 I can't go on. I can go on at 6,700. He then, when I called him back to verify, hey, you stopped me at 6,000, so climb back to 9,000. I continued to climb to 9,000. I could have left the hold at 6,700. However, I had told him before I'm going to do 2 laps. Right? He also pointed out, hey, you could have left the hold at 6,700 when I advised him, hey, I'm now at 9,000, I'm going to proceed on course. At that point, he said, oh, you could have left at 6,700. Yes, I know, but I wanted to do 2 laps anyways in the hold as I had told him, right? I left the hold. The hold was done automatically, folks. We entered the holding in the G1000. We programmed it, and the aircraft flew it by itself. After that, I activated the leg between Paradise VR and the next waypoint, and the aircraft flew nicely at 9,000 to Apples. Before Apples, I grabbed the ATIS. I briefed the approach. The aircraft flew the DME arc by very nicely, and what happened was I just made sure that I descended according to the chart. So let's load this procedure. Approach BRDB17. Here we go. Just put this here. You can see here, he told me to cross Apples at 9,000, then cleared for the approach. Though it cleared for the approach means I can descend according to the approach plate. So 9,000. After that, at Apples, I descended 6,600, as you can see here, until Bythe. I don't know how to pronounce this, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then after Bythe, I descended 5,200. The aircraft intercepted the final approach course. Then I descended to 4,300, and then I made sure I continued my farther descent to the minimum, which is 3,250 or 3,200. I made sure I gave myself, a leeway of 50 feet, and indeed I was down below a little bit, 50 feet, when I changed the vertical speed to 0. That's why I say always add 50 feet to the MDA, minimum descent altitude. All right, we came down nicely at the mist. Approach point, full throttle, pitch up, autopilot was off, cleaned up the aircraft after takeoff checklist was completed, and then I clicked or pressed the suspend button on the autopilot, which activates the missed approach procedure. Then I clicked nav, vertical speed. I had already set 6,000 feet. The aircraft knew I'm supposed to look at the missed approach procedure. It says climbs to 3,500, then climbing right turn, heading 300. To intercept radial 269 from Victorville. I was very close to 3,500. Look at this. I mean, I reached 3,500 pretty much. That was 200 feet or 300 feet above the minimum. So I was there pretty quick. The aircraft turned right away and intercepted. It didn't even need to turn to heading 300. It just turned and intercepted the radial. I don't have to turn to heading 300 because of the objective of that heading is to intercept this radial. The aircraft went there, and the rating said after you clear the Delta airspace to call approach and cancel IFR and return VFR. That's what I did. I cleared the Delta airspace. After that, I canceled IFR. He told me squawk VFR. Don't forget to do that. I changed my squawk to 1200. Called the tower, just like the CAR ratings. When you approach a Delta airspace, you say where you are and what your intentions, for full stop landing, etc. You got to tell them about 8-9 nautical miles west of the airfield. Like to come in full stop. Last ADOS was Oscar. He said, okay, just join right downwind, runway 21, report midfield. Came back, joined right downwind, reported midfield, clear me to land. Did right base, final, landed, exited. Life was good, and the guy was nice. Said there was a pass for the I-11, even though it was not a rating. But that was it. Again, the G1000 and the autopilot, if you know how to use it, it's like you're playing the piano. Life would be much easier and much less of a workload than if you're flying everything manually and using the needles and trying to brief an approach and do all these different requirements for the rating. The purpose of this is to show you can do this in Microsoft Flight Simulator with or without an electronic flight bag. By the way, I don't need for flight at all, to be frank. I'm using it for situational awareness. Remember, there was one rating we flew without it, and everything was fine. You have the G1000. That is the certified piece of equipment for avionics on the aircraft, and you can use it without an electronic flight bag. Electronic flight bag is for situational awareness. You can use Navigraph charts. It will give you the same feeling and everything. You can use Sky Vector. You're not going to see the aircraft, but you can get the charts and everything. The most important thing is that you have to have the charts, and you have to have the route and everything and plan it accordingly. Another intricate detail here, as we had discussed before, is despite the minimum en route altitude on the Victor area being 10,000, we followed 9,000 easterly, not 11,000. I could have followed 11,000 too, it's no problem. But all I need to do is fly above the minimum obstacle clearance altitude here because I'm using the GNSS, the GPS, to navigate. I don't need VOR reception. I'm not navigating via radials and VORs, so I don't have to fly the MIA. So I can fly above the minimum obstacle clearance altitude. So this rating, in summary, was very nice in the sense that you had to understand what the ODP asked from you. You had to understand what's the minimum altitude en route. What is the minimum altitude to actually proceed on course from Paradise VOR according to the ODP. How to fly a DME arc. It's a very involved skill, to be honest with you, in real life, especially with a lot of crosswind. And even without an HSI, if you have a basic CDI and an RMI, for example, quite tricky. But here, again, the purpose of this is to show you, hey, you can do it in a very easy way, utilizing the GPS, and the aircraft is going to fly the DME arc beautifully, as you can see here. All I had to do, monitor altitudes, and went around, and as we described earlier. Folks, this is the last video in this series of the I-ratings. I'll be more than happy to take any suggestions for more videos about involved topics, such as, for example, holdings, flying DME arcs, VOR navigation, interceptions, etc., using a glass cockpit, 6-pack, you name it. And I can show you how to do these things as a real-life multi-engine class rating instructor on multi-engine piston aircraft, and also an instrument rating instructor in Europe. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go ahead now and take a tour of the desert, Victorville.